Hey everyone, today is January 24th, 2020, and I believe this is the 50th video. So I'm going to do 50 things. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to do 10 things that I've learned so far from this project and from documenting my thoughts and opinions and perspective. So, thing number one is I enjoy it. I've learned that this is something I enjoy. I like being able to talk about these things and having a platform to do that, even if nobody's paying attention. It's not actually that's probably thing number two. It isn't even about you at some level, and I hate to say that because I genuinely hope that this is helping somebody out there, but I don't put the content out there believing that there's this, crowd of people waiting to hear what I have to say or something. I'm just a guy going through life and happy to share my perspective on it. And if you find it helpful, that is awesome. I hope that that's the case, but I don't put it out there believing that somebody is just waiting for another video from me or something like that, because that's not what I think. So, number three, a little bit deeper on that. It's helped me to understand myself a little bit better. When you get clear on what you believe, what your values are, what your perspective is, it helps you identify what kind of who you are in a way, right? You start talking about something and then you're like, hold on, what, is that important to me? Is that something that I find powerful? Is that something that can be useful to somebody out there? So in that respect, this is more in relation to my random thoughts rather than the 10 ways to do stuff. So number 4, focusing on the 10 ways to do things videos. I don't think I've done it consistently enough to see a drastic increase, and I don't think it's been long enough to see a drastic increase in my ability to come up with, new things. So that's where I land on that. Is that's going to take a little bit more time. Obviously, I took a couple weeks off here and there, so that's going to be something where every day is going to have more of an impact. But over the course of a month, if you're doing it a couple times a month, maybe not as noticeable of an impact. So number six is there's a couple topics that I come back to, and that's super interesting to me. It's helping me discover more about what I'm interested either in talking about or in thinking about or in kind of theorizing possibilities, things like that. Number seven is, so part of why I'm doing this, which this might not be number 7, this might just be a fact. Part of the reason I'm doing this is because I think it would be really cool, right, to go back in 20 years and look at these videos, or if I have kids at that point, then show them and be like, this is who I was back then, and see how much of that is still true, how much of that is still relevant, because I do believe in, it's nice to get to know people on a deeper level, and I think this is helping elaborate on some of those, things that you may not find out when you're talking about how was your day, what was the weather like. Those, nobody likes those conversations unless you're nervous, and then you feel like your anxiety has been relieved because you're talking. So, how would I sum up number 7 then? Good. That's how I'll sum up number 7. This is, I think this has been really healthy for me. I'm happy that I'm pursuing this. Right? Because there's the first piece that I said in number 1 is that I enjoy doing it. And that's, I think, different than being satisfied spending my time this way. So that's number 7. I'm satisfied spending my time this way for now. Number 8. It's really nice to be able to have a conversation with somebody, or read something, or listen to something, and then have this immediate kind of reaction of, oh wait, that something just clicked. Something, I have this more complete thought that I'd like to discuss now, even if I don't, put it down that moment. Knowing that exists and having a platform to put it down is really cool for me, because I think there's a lot of these thoughts that I've had that have just kind of, disappeared into the ether because I haven't had a way of documenting it. And, for me, it's kind of difficult to be like, oh, I'm going to write a book or write a blog post, something like that. These videos are really easy to get in the game of documentation. Was that 8 or 9? No, I'll do number 9. Number 9, how do I want to phrase this? It's like, so my time in the car in the morning before I was doing this, was not nearly as interesting or as satisfying as it is now. I will say that probably the distracted driving nature of this is not healthy, so I think that maybe that's 9.5 is maybe finding other times to do this. But I find that this is a really easy time for me to do something for myself. Before you get into work, before you start your day, do something for yourself. And I really like that. Woo! Number 10 is number 10. This is always the big one, right? I'm going to pull into this parking spot and then give you number 10. I think it's helped me do the things, doing this has built momentum and doing other things I want to do in my life. For example, going to the gym. Been something that's been on my list for the past 8 years or something like that. I've gone on and off before, but I haven't gone consistently. I'm starting to go consistently again. It's just helping document everything and build that momentum of, I'm doing it this day, I'm doing it this day, I'm doing it this day, and helps me do it the next day. So I actually recommend people do something like this, right? Whatever format you want to use, but some sort of documentation. I'm going to be starting to document something else in the future too, side projects that I work on, things like that, just to have it out there. And I hope you have a great day.